Hey, and happy 2019. I hope you had a blast ringing in the new year with your friends or loved ones or family members or whoever. It doesn't matter. But the point is, I hope you had a blast, regardless of what you did. Whether it was going out or staying home and just being cuddled up and being relaxed. The next day, I spent it by just recouping from the night before and setting goals and intentions for the year, doing my vision board, pinning pictures, and doing all that jazz on my comfortable bed back there. And I was, of course, on Netflix, browsing, and I see this new show called Tidying Up with Marie Kondo. I think I got through one episode and then I ended up binge watching. I wish I could give her a hug. Marie, if you're out there, air hug. But seriously, I didn't even think about cleaning my room. I didn't even think about setting the space up for the year. So if you don't know who Marie Kondo is, she's basically a consultant and an expert organizer. It's really just going through each piece of item that you have and saying if it brings you joy or not. Some people struggled with that idea of seeing if something brought you joy, but for me, it was actually very helpful. Grabbing everything out and just dumping it on my bed and going one by one and seeing if this item brought me joy or not. And it was overwhelming. I had Mount Everest on my bed. I have to admit, what I loved about her technique was exactly that. Just practicing gratitude as you're cleaning. You collect all these things throughout the years and you don't realize the abundant amount of stuff that you have that you don't really need. And her technique isn't for you to get rid of everything. It's not. Even though it seems that way when you're overwhelmed in the moment, it's more so for you to be mindful of all the stuff you have. So something that I really want to focus on this year is having less of a consumer mindset. So I thought that her method was a fantastic start to doing that. Typically, I would hate folding clothes. I actually found joy in doing it, and I felt like with her method of appreciating the stuff that you have, it didn't seem so tedious. Even though it's a task that most people don't really enjoy, she really turned it around to where you bring your emotions into it. And it's not just something that you're doing to tidy up, it's something that you're actually doing with emotion, to be aware of all the things that you have in your home that fill your home, so there's a purpose, so you feel connected with everything that you have. It seems a little silly maybe in the moment, but I can see the bigger picture behind it. It's about being mindful, just like how we're mindful of the food that we eat or mindful of how we act, the things we say. I think being mindful of the things that surround us in our home works in addition to everything that we're doing. I think everything does happen for a reason, so to have that pop up on my Netflix feed and things of suggestions to watch, it just kind of correlated exactly with what I wanted to do, and to really just kick off the year with a bang and make sure that I am just in a space where creativity juices are flowing, where things are just clean and not overly crowded. I realized that I actually have a lot of space. If you haven't tidied up yet, I recommend it, especially if you are on the same wavelength of just setting this year up to be your year. Hey, it does no harm to kind of set your space up for success. Maybe don't attack everything at once. Start off with just like a dresser, or start off with your closet. For example, my closet doesn't have doors, and it was kind of atrocious to look at. I would look at it and there was just clothes everywhere, and I would try to keep it organized, but it wasn't until Marie Kondo's method where I really saw that if I organized things differently and if I folded things differently, I would have a closet that actually is attractive to look at. Still some more work I can do. I think it's a great start. So if you haven't watched her show yet, I recommend it. You're gonna be binge watching the whole season, I promise. And I'm sure it'll encourage you. And even if her method isn't necessarily right for you, you can pick and choose things that you enjoy that she does and make it your own. See ya.